2 other drafts. I thought I'd finally start recording, streaming for this draft. Well, hopefully it don't take too long.
Well, folks, it's about that time. I got tagged this one today. And it says, who is the pettiest villain here? That's Justice League Unlimited Lex by a mile. Lex hates Superman so much that he's willing to carry kryptonite with him 24/7. Imagine hating someone so much you're willing to keep a radioactive rock in your pocket just to run a fade. And he had this on him for so long it gave him terminal, uncurable cancer. Then he blamed Superman for him getting cancer. Lex made a whole organization called Cadmus just to give himself so he can ruin Superman's reputation. Just so he can murk Superman and become the hero. To make them look even worse, he hacked into the Watchtower and blew up Cadmus just because he could. Lex created a whole plaza with new homes and apartment complexes and parks for kids, knowing that Superman would never trust it, leading to a fight that would destroy it. Lex spent $75 million on a fake presidential campaign just to make Superman mad. It's most definitely Lex Luthor. Well, folks, it's about that time. I got tagged this one today. And it says, who is the pettiest villain here? That's Justice League Unlimited Lex by a mile. Lex hates Superman so much that he's willing to carry kryptonite with him 24/7. Imagine hating someone so much you're willing to keep a radioactive rock in your pocket just to run a fade. And he had this on him for so long it gave him terminal, uncurable. Folks, it's about that time, and I was tagged in this one today, and it says, what is the craziest ass beating in fiction? There's only one fight that came to mind, and it was one that's so niche that a lot of people don't even know about it. This ass whooping is brought to you today by Master Lo from Seis Manos, who looked like this. Once he ate a fruit that gave him immortality. Bro went to the men's warehouse and grabbed him a suit because he was getting ready to go to work. Please note that the majority of this fight, Master Lo had his hands behind his back going up against 3 different people at the same time. I mean, any chance he got, he would put his hands right back there just to style on them, while at the same time dodging 2 cops shooting at him. At one point, he literally catches one of the bullets and then just throws it right back at him. Then after styling on them in every way possible, finally decides, yeah, let's wrap this up a little bit. Bro said he managed to get a hit. I'm playing too much. Let's end this. This man stops the strongest one of them with one hand, then hits a side plank push-up mid-fight. He proceeded to hit this man with the most vicious combo possible, then send him flying into the wall. He proceeded to beat his ass in his mind. This man is a whole demon. Well, folks, it's about that time, and I was tagged in this one today, and it says, what is the craziest
On October 19, 2017, astronomer Robert Weirich was reviewing data collected by telescopes when something unusual caught his attention. The more closely he examined the information, the clearer it became. Before him was an object unlike anything science had ever encountered. An unknown body in the solar system was moving at an enormous speed of 59,000 miles per hour. Along a trajectory that clearly indicated it was not captured by the sun's gravity. It was traveling on a path that made it clear that it had come from interstellar space. The speed of the object was far too high for the sun to have pulled it into its gravitational field. Soon, scientists established the size of this mysterious object was roughly comparable to a football field. But the real shock came with its shape. It had nothing in common with asteroids or comets known to science. Moreover, the object left behind no gas trail or dust trail, which is entirely uncharacteristic for comets approaching the sun. As research into the mysterious object deepened, the situation became even more inexplicable. Scientists discovered that before it had been detected, while it was still outside the reach of our instruments, it had passed dangerously close to the Sun, just 23 million miles from its surface, which is closer than Mercury's orbit. And then something astonishing happened. The object suddenly accelerated nearly 3.5 times. It reached an incredible speed of 194,500 miles per hour, or 55 miles per second. It was as if some unknown force had given it a massive additional push. The mysterious interstellar visitor was given the name Oumuamua, which in Hawaiian means a scout, a messenger that arrives first from afar. But what exactly this object was could not be determined. By the time it was first discovered, it was already rapidly moving away from us. Today, Oumuamua is more than 4.3 billion miles from Earth, leaving the solar system behind.
Alright, we
And
are ready.
judging by its trajectory and speed, there's no chance that it'll ever
Oh,
be in our
shit.
proximity again.
Fuck yeah.
Its unusual shape,
We're gonna
lack
go with
of a
light.
gas tail, and most intriguingly, its arrival from interstellar
Wow,
space
that is
left
great
scientists baffled.
That's actually
More and more researchers began to lean toward the hypothesis
Come on, brother. We followed up with you. Alright, we're gonna grab the blitz ball. I feel like the blitz ball was just the safest option to pick there. Man, this guy before me taking forever. Someone's fucking stuck on 3 packs. Dude, the guy before him has 3 packs. Oh my god, dude, they're all bundled up right here. This guy isn't coming. Finally. I'm gonna go with this Phoenix down. This revive. Jesus, dude, this guy has 6 packs. We're all supposed to have at least 1 pack. He has 6. Dude, what is this? Watch, everyone will choose theirs fast as shit. Pretty sure these guys are just running out of time. Yeah, we're gonna go with 2 to gain life. hoping to get some equipment. There you go, Barrett. We got a nice little equipment deck going if we can find any equipments. That's all pretty low drop. Nothing over 5 yet. Or 4. I have no use for either of these. The Knights of the Round would be nice. I think that's what we'll go with. I don't see any weapons. I haven't used Knights of the Round yet. No, we got a weapon. We're grabbing that. Might go opera love song. Now it seems like everyone's actually fucking picking again. This guy's held up on 3. These 2. 4 somehow. Did these guys drop out or something? I haven't seen them with a pack in a minute. And he just finished. And then, nope, there it goes. Weird. Weird. Oh, it's going left now. Alright, whatever. See, I knew Instant Rom would come back around. That's that Super Menace. I saw that earlier at draft tonight.
Is that Oumuamua might not be an ordinary space object at all, but an artificial spacecraft, possibly a messenger from an intelligent extraterrestrial civilization. To test this bold theory, a large-scale project was proposed, Project Lyra. Its mission was to launch a probe to intercept Oumuamua, to get close to it, and finally find out what we're dealing with.
Man, I wish I could go for that. Oh, Cecil, I wish I could go for that.
The interstellar guest.
The Silverado Custom Trail Boss, who offers the most affordable factory lifter truck in its class. Not Ford, Ram, or Toyota. Chevy Silverado Custom Trail Boss.
Give me one. more equipment.
Right after the discovery of Oumuamua, a wave of excitement spread through the scientific community. This object didn't fit into any known category, and no one could say what exactly we had encountered. It challenged everything we knew about space. Astronomers around the world urgently repurposed their telescopes, cancelled their own research just to catch a few more signals from it before it vanished forever into the darkness of interstellar space. Initial estimates shortly after its discovery suggested that Oumuamua was about 1,300 feet long and only 130 feet wide. This elongated, cigar-like shape didn't resemble any known celestial body. But later, as new data arrived, scientists at McMaster University in Canada made their own calculations, suggesting that its dimensions could have been around 380 feet in length, 364 feet wide, and 62 feet thick,
They just forced me to take that blade
making it
box.
slightly larger than the Statue of Liberty.
Love that, though. That.
However, instead of an elongated cigar shape, the object might have been flatter, pancake-like in form. But even that shape is very unusual for space objects. Similar proportions have only been seen in rare cases such as Erakoth, a celestial body in the Kuiper Belt beyond Neptune's orbit. Even so, such exceptions don't make Oumuamua any less mysterious. Its shape remains extremely atypical and continues to raise questions. We're observing something unusual and mysterious. An object hurtling through space at an incredible speed of 16 miles per second. That's faster than Voyager 1, one of the fastest spacecraft ever launched by humans. At such a speed, Oumuamua could cross the distance between New York and San Francisco in just 2 minutes and 38 seconds. This velocity indicated that the object was not bound by the sun's gravity, and soon this suspicion was confirmed. It was a distant interstellar visitor. But where exactly had it come from? And more importantly, what was it? The first thing astronomers expected to see as they observed the rapidly receding object was a bright tail of gas and dust. After all, they initially assumed it was a comet, and those behave predictably when approaching the sun. Under the influence of solar heat, ice and frozen gases on their surface begin to evaporate, ejecting dust and gas into space. These emissions form a glowing tail that trails behind the nucleus, reflecting sunlight. A vivid example is Comet Hale-Bopp, whose tail was visible to the naked eye from Earth in 1997. But Oumuamua defied all expectations. It flew past the sun without leaving any trace of evaporation,
That's
no
cool. That's
gas,
my first
no
time
dust,
seeing the
not
snow.
even the faintest hint of a tail. Its behavior broke all the rules that apply to ordinary comets. This mysterious guest continued to baffle science. Its shape, trajectory, and incredible speed all pointed to one thing. We were dealing with something completely unique, unlike any object known to humanity. Tension continued to grow in the scientific community. The main question was, is Oumuamua just an ordinary cosmic body? Or have we, for the first time, encountered extraterrestrial technology? But the strangest part was yet to come. It turned out that Oumuamua had accelerated. And not just accelerated, but had done so in a way that defied understanding, as if it were following its own plan. Scientists determined that 40 days before its discovery, the object had passed dangerously close to the Sun, just 23 million miles from its surface. And it was after this moment that it suddenly gained speed. At its peak, Oumuamua accelerated to 54 miles per second, 3.5 times faster than before its flyby of the Sun. That speed is truly astonishing. It was 5 times faster than Voyager 1 is currently traveling, 11 times faster than the Starship rocket, and 250 times faster than the speed of sound. This kind of acceleration is typically observed in comets when jets of dust and water vapor from their tail give them an additional boost. However, as we already mentioned, Oumuamua showed no signs of such activity. Something accelerated it. But what? Oumuamua, a spaceship?
I guess this is it.
What if this object isn't what it seemed to be? What if 8 years ago, something far more intriguing than a chunk of space ice or rock flew near Earth? Perhaps a spacecraft created by another civilization. This is the hypothesis put forward in 2021 by astronomer Avi Loeb, then chair of Harvard University's astronomy department, along with his colleague Shmuel Bialy. They proposed that the first detected interstellar object may have been a space probe. The researchers are convinced Oumuamua's strange behavior gives every reason to suspect that it might be something truly unorthodox. What intrigued scientists most was the moment the object unexpectedly accelerated during its pass by the Sun. Sure, the Sun's gravity could give it a push, but based on calculations, that acceleration should have been much weaker. That's why Avi Loeb and Shmuel Bialy proposed a hypothesis. What if this wasn't just a rock from another star system, but an object using light sail technology? At first glance, the idea sounds fantastic, but it's based on real physics. A light sail is a thin and lightweight structure that can move using the pressure of light. Streams of photons from the Sun, for example, exert a tiny but constant pressure on the surface of a sail, gradually accelerating it to very high speeds without the need for fuel. If Oumuamua had indeed such an ultra-thin structure capable of catching solar radiation pressure, then the solar wind could have given it the extra push. According to their calculations, for this to be possible, the sail's thickness would need to be just 0.3 to 0.9 millimeters, about the thickness of a human hair. Just imagine an object 380 feet long and less than a millimeter thick. They may sound wildly unrealistic, but light sail technology already exists. For example, it was tested by the Japanese spacecraft Icaros, the world's first probe to successfully use solar radiation as its propulsion source, which successfully journeyed toward Venus in 2010. Perhaps Oumuamua was something like that, an object equipped with a solar sail, designed to accelerate and change course as it passed by star systems. And if it truly was an artificially created device, it's entirely possible that, in addition to the sail, it had other technological components, ones we can only speculate about for now. But one thing seems obvious. An object like this would need at least a system for scanning its surroundings, and a means of communication to transmit data or receive signals from its creators. Bialy and Loeb also conducted calculations to determine whether Oumuamua's light sail could withstand a long interstellar journey. They considered the density of interstellar gas and dust, as well as the speed at which the object would collide with these particles in space. The results were impressive. If Oumuamua really was a device like that, it could have traveled at least 16,000 light-years from
Everyone knows a mint condition alpha Black Lotus is incredibly rare, and the one of one, the One Ring, is worth $1 zillion, but there's one incredibly rare magic card you probably haven't heard of, Shichifukujin Dragon. There's only a single one of these in existence, and it was created as a gift for Tokyo's DCI Tournament Center, which opened in 1996. DCI was, at the time, the organization that ran magic tournaments. In Japanese culture, Shichifukujin refers to the 7 gods of good fortune, and it's a common practice to appeal to those gods for good fortune in all things, including in business. So when the center was about to open, Wizards of the Coast was asked to create Shichifukujin Dragon to honor those gods in a very magic-y way. So they did it. And Mark Rosewater himself designed it so it would prominently feature the number 7. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out as a good luck charm because the DCI Center closed in 2003. Today it can be found in the headquarters of Hobby Japan, the gaming and publishing company responsible for the distribution of Magic in the country. Everyone knows a mint condition alpha Black Lotus is incredibly rare, and the one of one, the One Ring, is worth $1 zillion, but there's one
We're almost there. Got 5 Lay down, Unios. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but alright. This has to be all of fucking
We've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Dude, why do you do this? Like, it's just you're setting yourself up to lose. Like, it's like this is like, oh, where to steal something. Like, how do these people, do they have no sense of self-preservation at all? Do they think that and this is what I really think that it is. I think it's privileged people that are used to getting everything that they want for their entire life, used to being catered to, pacified, placated, and served constantly for their whole life, they get held accountable one time and they collapse. There's been no accountability for this at all. Full-on complacency. No, this isn't even complacency. This is like beyond that. Complacency is not giving a fuck. This is being aggressive. It's being malicious.
Dude,
They're Karens. They are absolutely.
Couldn't be clearer. Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit.
Yes.
Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting
That's
to
what I
watch
just
the
read.
nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who've supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or
Dude,
citing our
what is
post in their
slow
critique
play?
of H3. Here they're all.
I
even
don't
understand
know
why you
why
would do that.
any of
I
these
guess
people would have done that. I feel like it's such a massive fucking mistake. I don't understand at all. Like, how could you possibly think that this was a good idea? Especially if you knew that Ethan hates. So, like, I mean, so you think Ethan is this greedy, awful, money-hungry demon. You also know that he hates the Snark subreddit.
Right.
You intentionally antagonize him. You know that he's already been to court before and he won.
Come on.
What the hell is wrong with you? They're so dumb. Why would you do this?
offering these streamers as market substitutes for my work. This
Yes.
is the cardinal sin of copyright infringement.
correct.
The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the Snarkers were going
Which
to...
I totally support Ethan in this, by the way. I do. If you are intentionally uploading somebody's content in order to deprive them of views as your primary goal, you are acting in a malicious way. And in my opinion, the way that I decide whether somebody is wrong or not, I look at what they're trying to do. Are you trying to hurt someone? In this circumstance, the answer is yes.
encourage, promote, and push streamers to commit copyright infringement. I should thank the Snarkers, actually. Because of their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter.
So it gets even better. I don't know if he includes this in the video, but he subpoenaed Reddit for the different Snark subredditors, or subredditors like the mods, for like their real life information. Bro, Ethan is actually going scorched earth on this shit. And by the way, it's completely their fault. They never, ever, ever, ever had to call CPS on him. They never had to justify it. They never had to make it. And also keep in mind, this entire problem and this entire premise is built off of the fact that Ethan didn't want to say that Hamas was a good group. That's it. Ethan did not want to automatically condemn Israel and say that Israel is the worst place ever. Because Ethan supported Palestine too. He donated to Hassan's thing. So I just want you guys to understand that this is a situation where 9 out of 10 things they are completely aligned on, but this one retarded thing that they can't let go of is enough for these people to potentially ruin their fucking life. Good for them. Screw the people that think they're untouchable. I agree with you. I do. Not radical enough? Yes. They love terrorists too much. Well, now they're getting terrorized. I'll be honest. I bet they're not having a good time today.
So, thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement.
Yes.
But how do you get the streamers themselves?
Literally none of this would have happened if they didn't call CPS. Everything until that point I could totally overlook as stupid internet drama. Involve my kids and I'll fucking delete you.
I play one card.
The real tea is the Arm & Hammer difference. With more baking soda than other brands, sweeps away plaque and stains for a whole, clean, fabulous mouth. The result is a whiter, a bright.
Honestly, any adult could not for a second blame Ethan for that. That is a crazy escalation. And not only is it an escalation, but it's completely unethical. You're misusing and weaponizing a government facility in order to fulfill out an internet beef. And this government facility is supposed to be for protecting like beaten kids.
To admit
Crazy.
it's engaging in
Crazy.
copyright infringement. But how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Easy, apparently.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow.
How could you be so stupid to say this? I don't understand that. Like, I mean, even if you believe it, why would you say it? Like, there's a lot of dumb things that, like, everybody believes, but they know I shouldn't say that.
Subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
So
It turns out they just do it for you. You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried. Denim's the...
Man. And now Denims is raising money for a lawsuit, and a lot of the people that are donating are saying, I'm donating for Ethan Klein to get this money.
Queen of self-owning, you prevail again. There's one thing about copyright you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the...
See, I actually didn't know that. I thought that you just had to publish it. I thought copyright was created on inception, but this could be an additional level of legal accountability. I wasn't aware of this.
Main biting force of
I think
copyright...
it's two separate levels, because I think it was changed in like 1975. But he's talking about something that's a legal resolution.
Right, infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now. I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress.
So he planned this entire
Some
thing
of you guys out there sweating? Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain.
It's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that we
this is what I think is really funny, is that obviously these people are trying to reframe this in a way that Ethan just hates reaction content. But again, they're just liars. Literally, they're actually just liars. They're just making things up and saying things that aren't true. He literally addresses this specific point, and he goes through how they are actively and intentionally foregoing every fair use protection possible.
Can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us
and also keep in mind that when people like Denims or Casey Tron do this, they do very slightly draw the eye of Sauron called Disney. I don't want to have that happen. Nobody wants to have that happen. Or Sony. And the more that they do this flagrantly, without any degree of self-preservation, reasonability, or anything, the higher the probability is that all content on Twitch will suffer as a result of it because of a large-scale lawsuit. That's the big issue that I have. That's my main concern. Did you watch this yesterday? No, it came out yesterday. It's kind of insane to admit that you're abusing the legal system and punish people who you don't like selectively while admitting you don't care about the foundation of the law that you're breaking. I'm not even going to address this because you're just a retard and you're not interested in having a genuine conversation. Ethan clearly made a distinction between the groups of people that he was suing and the other people that were reacting. Explain the distinction. Now, you can say that's not a good distinction or disagree with that, but to say that he's admitting that he's doing this selectively, yes, he is doing it selectively. He's doing it based off of the people that did it the worst. The most egregious black and white defenders. Or offenders, excuse me. It's just, you're literally just, and this is the thing, these people literally just lie. And I think this is the reason why I never try to engage with people like that, is because they just lie. They say things that just aren't true. How do you deal, like, it's like the what was it, the metaphor of playing chess with a pigeon. You can't beat a pigeon in chess because they'll just walk over the board, kick over all the pieces and say they won. You just can't win. Why would you ban them over this? Why would I want to have anybody in my chat saying stuff like that? Disagree with banning? I don't. If people disagree and they're just literally lying, making up bullshit, then why would I want to deal with that? I don't want to deal with people like that. They're annoying. They're annoying retards. They're bad faith morons that aren't even, they're just trying to push an agenda. Like, why would I do that?
Look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it.
It's a retard logic.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime.
The state of reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me.
I don't think it's the state of reaction content. I think it's these people think that they are genuinely untouchable. That's the reason. They have this massive ego, and they have this mindset that I actually don't think it's a meta Twitch issue. I think it's a certain subset of these people that believe that because they have the right politics, any action or anything that they do is proactively justified because they're on the right side of some social issue or some political viewpoint.
What happens when your motivation meets innovation? You get a wellness routine that's packed with features and light on your fit. Join us for Galaxy Live. We're breaking down the future of wellness with Samsung Health on the new Galaxy S25 Edge.
That's why, for example, whenever they get called out for calling CPS on Ethan, right, or they like rationalizing it, not necessarily promoting it, but rationalizing it, they don't even think about it, right? They're not even thinking about the consequences or anything like that.
That's crazy. You got cool.
Yeah, the right side of history, exactly. CPS, Child Protective Services. It's a place in America. It's an organization in America that helps make sure that kids aren't in abusive households. And people that didn't like Ethan Klein weaponized that government agency in order to harass Ethan Klein's family and try to get his kids taken away from him. And I think that these people just think that anything, and by the way, when you criticize them for that, they say, why are you criticizing me while there's a genocide going on? Well, I'm really glad this is happening because now, how are you crying about a lawsuit whenever there's a genocide going on? This is what you fucking get.
Instead of him. This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues every...
Fucking exactly. Just like what happened with music.
Buddy, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field.
Yes.
Now, before I tell you who the 3 people I'm suing are, I just want to make it clear that they all met this very specific high...
You can see the difference that Ethan is creating here, right? The difference between... and I've also seen people reframing it as in Ethan is doing this because they're women. Ethan now hates women, too. Crazy.
Of criteria that I set forth earlier. These people were not targeted based on their gender, their identity, their political beliefs. All 3 are on this list. In fact, they're the only 3, as far as I can tell, that reacted to the full video.
And I would say also, like, the fact is, like, I mean, Mike from PA has said, like, way worse stuff than I think Frogan, Denims, or Casey Tron said, in terms of, like, advocating for violence. But he's not the one that's getting in trouble. He's not the one that's getting sued. So you've got to think about why that is. It's about the malicious action.
Drum roll, please. Who's sweating at home, guys? Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bonglos.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
Frogan, who, bless her soul... She's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom?
Is she,
Do I have permission? Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known
denims.
Jesus.
The queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The
Oh my God. Where do these people come from?
It's that public statement. You can go look at that.
The sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human being.
This Yemeni kid is...
It's crazy that these people are just so blatant with lying. And what's shocking to me about it is that everybody doesn't collectively realize that it's ridiculous. There are actually people that agree with this and they go along with it. How brain-rotted do you have to be to just willingly follow through with this propaganda? It's insane.
It's just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems...
Why do you even say this? And this is the real reason why I think people hate everybody hates these people. It's because they never even admit that they're wrong. Like, they can say 2 + 2 is 5, and if somebody says no, it's not, they will somehow never come to the conclusion that they were ever wrong about it to begin with. That's the reason why everybody hates them.
Pretty definitive.
He never said Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Now for the fun.
Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. No wonder 50,000 people watched that.
Let's take
Comedy.
a look at the complaints, and let's start with my favorite of the three.
How do you do math while genocide's happening? True. Okay, here we go.
The very own, the prestigious, the highly acclaimed, the highly analytical Casey Tron.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein.
The tour poster's here. They must have ordered 1 inch by 2 inches.
I hate it. I wish I had my angry eyebrows on.
I thought we told her to use U-printing.
The people at uprinting.com don't just help you print. They help you print like a pro. So whether you want to impress your fans or grow your business, choose Uprinting when it has to be right the first time.
Hilton is bringing you more new ways to stay than ever before. With all new places, there's all new experiences to enjoy. Hilton for the stay.
Ethan, please stream this lawsuit. Please stream it. Please stream it so I can react. Please, I need this, man. I really fucking need this.
So we're gonna watch it.
Well, that's
the irony. I know.
Really dumb thing to say, don't you think?
Why would you say
Why
that?
are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a clever little title.
The reason why she's so comfortable is that she openly says and calls people rapists and says all kinds of insane, really bad, defamatory stuff on Twitter constantly. And she suffered zero consequences from it from Twitch. She's another one of these people that somehow has plot armor because I'm assuming some of her politics line up with some of the politics of the moderation department of Twitch. That's the reason why. I'm not interested in the way that she looks. It doesn't matter to me what her appearance is.
And here's Casey Tron's. She smoked more than she spoke. Casey Tron smokes 42
what? She smokes
times during her reaction. And just first, as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that that could be true.
You know it, I know it, everybody knows it.
Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent...
This is like a cartoon. Really? It's like a cartoon. How does this even happen?
3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
Wait.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
She doesn't even know what she's talking about. This is when this is the Saddam fucking rapture clip, right? I'm pretty sure it is. No, it's something else. No, that was another one. Stalin? No, I got confused.
The complaint continues. Indeed, Casey Tron is often too obliterated to comment on the new, and instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Casey Tron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated form.
That's really good that you added that into the legal text.
Through vaporizers on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Casey Tron is so wasted that she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow, but I've lost the plot."
Also, at a certain point, you have to ask the question. 42 times. Now, there's a rule on Twitch about substance abuse. 42 times, like you don't even know what the fuck is going on in the video you're watching. Like, is that over the line? I feel like it just might be. Somebody asks, who's the better person, Martin Luther King Jr. or Stalin? What the fuck are you talking about? Who is this guy? Leave the weed alone. Yeah, anyway, so the fact is that this happens, and like, how is this not to a certain degree substance abuse? If you're so high, you don't even know what you're watching.
To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell is going on?
Jesus.
He's read more books than...
God damn! How is this real?
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
Welcome to the Americas. 5 years on 180 expeditions.
Jesus. Oh my god.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what are you... Look! You think I made this?
How is this? Bro.
Oh, I just love that. You think I made this? That's not what we're talking about.
How does this happen? How does this happen? How did we get here? Oh my god! It's sad, but it's very... Yes, this is... take a step back and think about how ridiculous this is.
This isn't a music video, Hassan.
And as dumb as all of that is, this is the part that really got her sued.
A lot of people are wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein.
Why would you say this? Like, this is... You don't have... Like, why would you do this?
So, we're gonna watch it. What the fuck is going on here?
Stating outright that her intention of doing this is so that people who don't want to support me can watch it through her is why copyright infringement laws exist. You could not and should not do that, especially if your commentary consists...
Keep in mind, this is what they're trying to look at as fair use. Because they don't understand laws. They don't... The thing is that they don't need to, because they've been coddled and protected from the consequences of their bad behavior their whole lives. And every time that anything bad happens to them, they blame some sort of outside force like misogyny or racism or something, rather than looking at themselves and thinking, did I do something wrong?
Of you taking bong loads. At least try to engage with the content. Whoa, what was that? Oh, sorry. That was a flying star. It almost got me. You know her and you love her, guys. Frogan.
Oh.
Reaction by exiting. Here she is getting up to leave the video running as she steps out of the room. Is that transformative? I guess the judge will decide. She said, quote, "It's time to watch the new nuke ethically. Hell yeah." Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. She said...
Why would you say this? I don't... This is, again, these people literally think they have plot armor. Tectone pointed out that if Ethan wins, the is an illegal case proving how they broke the law on Twitch and they'll have to ban them. No, Tectone didn't point that out. I did. Tectone probably heard I said it, and then he used it for himself. He didn't say that I said that.
Quote, "Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you for watching it with me." Well, you are so welcome, and I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that day. Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say, dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole
Hard cake baking stream? So people are gonna give her money so she can make herself a cake? Okay. You know who the real victim in all of this is? It's Nick. Nick has been victimized by all of this. Like, he didn't do any of this. He had nothing to do with this. And somehow he's, like, fucking front and center with this entire situation.
First hour 1 minute and 32 seconds.
Yeah.
It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental break?
So the only time that she actually pauses to give commentary is her arguing with her chat about her not giving commentary? That's cute.
Down and upload to fucking YouTube? Are you gonna make at least a point? What do you want me to make a point on?
Oh, I forgot. She also said, "Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing." You may use the bathroom, Frogan, although I don't advise it.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
This into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and...
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens?
Well, you just pause it. That's it. You just pause the video, right? Like, you get up and you go to the bathroom, you just pause it. They should be...
And also, like, this is what's so crazy, is, like, why would anybody want to watch you watch a video if you're not even there? It's just so stupid. Like, it's like basically like you admitting that, oh, well, nobody gives a shit about my opinion about this, so I'm just going to do this. They always get up. I'm going to disagree with the political stance? Yeah, I guess so. Could she use the fact that she was on ×2 speed as an argument about it being transformative? I have no idea.
Watching for you.
The real tea is the Arm & Hammer difference. With more baking soda than other brands, sweeps away plaque and stains for a whole, clean, fabulous mouth. The result is a whiter, a brighter, and a healthier smile.
Arm & Hammer toothpaste. Taste the difference, feel the difference.
The Frame Pro with wireless One Connect box. Even smarter with SmartThings.
But if you get up to go to the bathroom and they keep watching my video, they're clearly not watching for you, right? As lazy and pathetic as her reaction is, this is not why she's getting sued. This is.
Thank you guys. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time here, Time to watch the new nuke ethically? Hell yeah.
These people are so caught up in their own fake morality world that they're actually going to ruin their own life. And I've got to admit, it's fun to watch. It really is. I love seeing this. This is amazing. You love to see it? I really do.
From Reddit. Hi guys, welcome Reddit people. Reddit people, Reddit people. I came from the H3 Snark Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while Hassan is in Japan. I'm bothered having a great time. Exactly.
Oh God. It's just so sad.
We're gonna watch it live, yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated
You just why would you say that? Again, it's the stated malicious intent. I don't understand this.
Through other streamers, and I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
It's the state.
100% ain't anyone watching that shit on H3's channel. There's been like over 1 million views, etc. You know, like it's just embarrassing, man.
Malicious intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but I learned not to steal when I was 5.
No, it has nothing to do with ethics at all. It has everything to do with their own moral viewpoint that proactively absolves them of any guilt from any action. Anything that they do is okay because they're on the right side of something. They think they're untouchable? They do.
Next is denims.
Oh.
And honestly, just take a look at this, guys. It's a nightmare on denim.
This is in the court documents? Great.
Street. Not only did she chair react, but she was kind enough to write her name right at the top just so that we knew that she was stealing my content, and it was—
Frogan deleted her VODs when I Googled her. Somebody said that. Is that true? Yep. That's true. That is in fact true. I would have expected that. Oh, and her, wait. Her pinned message is a GoFundMe. How's that going? $5,000 for Ethan Klein. That's great. So so she's raised almost $6,000 for Ethan. Good for him. You think her leader would pay it? You mean Hassan would pay it? I mean, like Hassan, it's not Hassan's fault that they're this dumb. And also, I guarantee you Hassan is probably going to try to like make an excuse for why this is okay, when he knows 100% that they're in the wrong. 100%. They're in the wrong. Everybody knows it. It's obvious. They're even saying that they're in the wrong. And somehow there's going to be a reason why it's not a problem. Can you explain why they need to GoFundMe? Aren't they rich anyway? They're not rich at all, bro. Like, absolutely not. These people are bottom feeders. Like, you probably make more than they do working at McDonald's. I'm not even kidding.
It was her room and nobody else's. Judge, did you know that we're on Denim Street right now? Here's some quotes from Denims. We're relying on you to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm gonna stream it. That is very explicit.
Wow.
Denim said, quote, "Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like my content."
So she's actively saying that she's admitting that she's cannibalizing viewership and acting as a market replacement while trying to profit off of it. So that's like a 2-in-1, because there's 4 pillars of fair use, and that's 2 of them right there in one sentence.
Content. The Queen of Self-Own included a countdown timer so we could tell exactly how long she was away. After being gone for a few minutes, she returns and then sits silently for another couple of minutes eating.
I'm gonna go pee, and hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
What is the chat saying in this? Like, I'm just confused. Nobody's even complaining about it. I mean, I guess they are kind of, but like not really. Don't leave it on. She's making us watch this. Oh my God.
You cracked the case. And all the while, you were soaking in the bath. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
Many patients want whiter, brighter teeth. But for patients with sensitivity, it can be a real issue. You can help patients restore the natural whiteness with a toothpaste that is enamel safe. Sensodyne Clinical White, one to recommend.
You do look better.
Fresno graphics.
Yeah.
I see it.
Dude, you should do this.
I have
See
an
how
alternate.
this equity around.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it, watch it.
So there